How, why, and when can you use diminished chords? Hi guys, welcome to this lesson about the diminished chords. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you a trick for using diminished 7 chords. The aim for this lesson is to familiarize yourself with the diminished 7 chord and learn how to use it in a musical context. I got the full tabs for this lesson at my Patreon page. You have the link in the description. There you can become a member and gain access to a ton of different lessons and songs. Everything with tablature. Okay, let's dive into this lesson. Okay, so first, what is a diminished 7 chord? Well, it's 4 different notes, all stacked in intervals of a minor third. Here is, for example, A flat diminished 7. 6th fret on the D string, which is A flat, 7th fret on the G string, which is E double flat. It's the same note as D. 6th fret on the B string, which is G double flat, also the same note as F. And the last note on the E string, 7th fret, is C flat, same note as B. Something interesting about diminished 7 chords is that there is only 3 of them. If I move my fingers up a half step, I have A diminished 7. Move it up one more time, and I have B flat diminished 7. Move it up a half step again, and I'm playing the same notes as the first diminished 7 chord that I showed you, the B flat 7, the B flat diminished 7. So this one here is an inversion of B flat diminished 7. So if I move my diminished 7 chord in minor thirds across the fretboard, I'm essentially just playing the same chord over and over again. Pretty cool. Okay, let's move on to the real questions now. Let us first answer the question, when can you play diminished 7 chords? Well, you can substitute a dominant 7 chord for a diminished 7 chord. For example, instead of playing a B flat 7 chord, you can play a B diminished 7 chord. The next question to answer is, why do we substitute a dominant 7 chord for a diminished 7 chord? Well, we do this because we want more tension. For example, if you are playing a 2-5-1 progression in the key of E flat, the chords are F minor 7 to B flat 7 to E flat major 7. The 5 chord is B flat 7, which has a lot of tension in it, and the resolution is on the 1 chord, the E flat major 7. If you want more tension on the 5 chord, the B flat 7, a common thing to do is to play a diminished 7 chord or a diminished 7 arpeggio. So you can add a B diminished 7 chord after the B flat 7 chord, or just substitute the B flat 7 chord entirely for a B diminished 7 chord. For example, so that's why and when you can play a diminished 7 chord. You substitute the 5 chord for a diminished 7 chord, and you do it for more tension. So how do you do it? How do you know which diminished 7 chord you should play? Okay, here's my trick. If you play a dominant 7 chord and then you want to substitute it for a diminished 7 chord, just raise the root of the dominant 7 chord a half step and keep the other notes the same. Here's, for example, a B flat 7 chord, 6th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string, 6th fret on the B string, and 6th fret on the E string. If you want to substitute the dominant 7 chord for the right diminished 7 chord, find the root of the dominant 7 chord and raise it a half step. In this case, we have a B flat 7 chord here, and the root is on the high E string. So I will just raise it a half step to B and keep the other notes from the B flat 7 the same. Voila! We now have a B diminished 7 chord. The next thing I will do now is to play the 1 chord, the resolution, which is E flat major 7. Here how it all sounds together, going from F minor 7 to B flat 7 to B diminished 7 to E flat major 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, when I'm playing the B diminished 7 chord, I'm also playing a B flat 7 flat 9 chord, because the B note is the flat 9 of B flat. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's my trick. I'll repeat. Whenever you play a dominant 7 chord and you want to bring out the flat 9, just raise the root of the dominant 7 chord a half step. That's it. That's the trick to play diminished 7 chords. This trick also works when you play arpeggios. Here's a B flat 7 arpeggio. Now, before I resolve this arpeggio to the E flat major 7 arpeggio, I want to add more tension. What I can do is just to play that B flat 7 arpeggio again, but instead of playing the B flat note, I will play the B note. So I will keep the notes from the B flat 7 arpeggio except the root. I will play a B note instead of B flat. I now have a B diminished 7 arpeggio, which brings out the flat 9 of B flat. Here's a lick using arpeggios, going from B flat 7 to B diminished 7 and then to E flat major 7. Now, I recommend that you practice your dominant 7 chords and arpeggios across the entire fretboard. Always make sure that you know where the root is. If you know where the root is, just raise it a half step and you will have a diminished 7 chord or arpeggio, which you then can resolve to the 1 chord. Here's a few examples going from B flat 7 to B diminished 7 to E flat major 7. Alright guys, that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. A big thank you to all my supporters on patreon.com/Emanuel Hedberg. And of course, a special shout out to these guys. Thank you. If you like this lesson, please subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit that ring bell notification button if you want to know when I upload more YouTube videos. Alright, thank you.